absolutely spot on for my own research. Always amazing to see you predict things so far out in the future. So let's look into the future. What do you see happening in the next year?
Or catchwords would be depression, continued economic depression, maybe getting worse in the second wave. That could easily come in 2010. If not then 2011. So depression and repression. The repression is Obama. I put out some interviews. By the way, people can see all this or hear it at tarpley.net. I finally got my website upgraded. So if you haven't seen it, the upgrades went up just a little bit before Christmas. So if people haven't looked at it, please do take a look, tarpley.net. The idea being the comparison of Obama to Woodrow Wilson, a pedant, an elitist, a professor. Woodrow Wilson ran for president in 1916. He was, of course, a Morgan puppet. He had been put into office by J.P. Morgan, who got rid of William Howard Taft to open the way for Woodrow Wilson. Right, this is where we get the Federal Reserve System and a whole lot of other bad things. And he ran on this. He kept us out of war. Right, don't get into World War I. So he wins the election in 1916 and then turns around. As soon as he's back in office, within a month, he wants to declare war on Germany, which he does do. And then he passes the Espionage Act and the Sedition Act and throws a couple of thousand people in jail. It's light years, orders of magnitude beyond Bush-Cheney. The worst civil liberties emergency in the U.S. since the Civil War, and that's Woodrow Wilson. So you have Obama, lots of parallels, right? A Wall Street puppet, Morgan puppet, pretty much, runs with this very, very vague anti-Iraq war profile, although there was also the pledge to escalate Afghanistan. Obama is now losing his base. The black community, the people over at the Black Agenda Report in particular, are up in arms, and they're gaining in influence because the black unemployment is sky high, and Obama refuses to do anything. The Greens, of course, are unhappy because Obama was checkmated in Copenhagen. The anti-war people, in particular, are becoming more and more active. We had a very good demonstration here on the 12th of December with Kucinich, Gravel, McKinney, and Ralph Nader, and
the left is now found out that the health care plan is a giant robbery, has nothing to do with their precious socialism.
Right. Let me just mention there's going to be a demonstration specifically against the CIA drones in Afghanistan and Pakistan at Langley, at the CIA headquarters, I think, the 16th of January. That's Cindy Sheehan and Cynthia McKinney and their group of the Peace of the Action, P-E-A-C-E, Peace of the Action. So that's something. So the anti-war people now making, I think, a comeback, and that's of course most welcome. As you say, the fact that Obama has totally sold out to the private insurance companies and the private pharmaceutical cartel, that's evident to everybody. Gay rights people very, very upset because he hasn't done anything for them.
So what's going to happen? I mean, we know Obama, but he's just a little puppet front man.
Right. Okay. So
I'm not really too worried about what he's doing.
By the way, in terms of attacks on governments, right, along with the Pope getting tackled, Chirac getting indicted, Berlusconi getting smashed in the face, look at what happened to Obama. 2 people led into the White House, two separate incidents where people waltzed right in. It's a way for the rogue network to say to Obama, follow orders because we can get you anytime.
You think that's what the message is?
I think that was the message of those 2 adventurers who came into the state dinner with
Manmo. But Webster, in the little bit of time we've got left, specifically, what do you see with the economy? What do you see with the military next year? Stay with us.